Good morning and welcome to another video. This is the first part of a series that Jacob has encouraged me to make called Market Garden Makeover. Snappy title. However, as you will have seen in a couple of my other videos, the area we call the market garden is looking a bit overgrown. The fences are coming down and generally it's all sort of a bit untidy. So going to make a start on tidying it up, take some of the fencing down and just generally smarten it up a bit and get it back to looking how we want it to look, because it's untidy, it's not how we want it to look. Things have just sort of run away with us. So the first thing I'm going to do is tackle the bee garden. It's a complete jungle now. It's really difficult to get in there, let alone get in there and sort the bees out. So need to get in there, need to trim it all down, clear it all out, and then tidy it up, create some flower beds, and hopefully make it a nicer area for the bees to buzz around and for us to get in and out of. So I'm having to don my bee suit. So if you can see, I've got my bee trousers on. They're not stripy, but they have shrunk in the wash, sadly. Not that I've put on any weight, which I probably have, but they have actually shrunk, and I definitely haven't grown. So I'm going to pop on my jacket, and then I will head on down to the garden with the strimmer, and I will see you there. So I'm down here now. I haven't quite got the suit on yet, because once I got it on, I'm going to start baking. Although it is a lot cooler this morning. Again, it was like this yesterday, really cool all day, a really sort of stiff breeze blowing, and yeah, it wasn't as pleasant as it has been, but luckily, because I've got to do what I've got to do, I've got to put tons of clothes on, so I don't want to sweat, so luckily it's a bit cooler. So yeah, I was going to quickly, I think I showed you on one of the previous videos, but as this is the start of the makeover series, this is what it looks like now compared to what it's going to look like during and after. So here's the very overgrown arch. I mean, it's lovely because it's full of honeysuckle and clematis, but it is very, very overgrown, and it's very difficult to get through here now, as you can see. So this all needs cutting back so we can get through. And then as we come through the gate, we're met by this enormous hogweed, which needs to come out. So we have to be really careful with hogweed because the sap is toxic and can cause some nasty rashes and burns. We're also met with this pile of nettles and overgrown weed, this shrub here, which is great because it's growing, but it does need to be cut back so we can actually get through the pathway. So there's a pathway here theoretically, and into the jungle. There's a pile of dead willow over there, which we cut down earlier this year, which needs to be moved and then cut up. And then really all of this is just trimmed down so we can get in and just tidy up. And what we want to do in here is create some flower beds, probably wild flower beds, but just some general flower beds so that the bees have got somewhere to go. I mean, there are some lovely sort of tiny little white flowers, but we're going to cut all those down and then try and keep on top of it. Once we're on top of it, it's a lot easier. So this is the challenge for today. The question is where to start. Okay, so I'm in my suit. I'm going to get the strimmer started up. So once I've got the suit properly on, the gloves on, then I'm not going to be able to film particularly well. So I'm just going to put the camera in the area and then just leave it running. There'll be no running commentary from me, so thank God you say. But you'll hopefully be able to see me doing some stuff, and then hopefully you can see the progress as I go. managed to make a good start. Quite pleased with it. It's not easy going, and I've just run out of strimmer twine as well, so unfortunately the metal blade that I've got doesn't work particularly well on all this long stuff, so I'm gonna have to go and change the twine, although I am getting rather hot, so I might have to come back to it again a bit later. But made a really good start, cleared around the beehive, and then trimmed down towards the bottom gate. So yeah, really chuffed. But as I say, it's hot work, hard work. So I might take a break for a little while and come back to it, although I've got all my clobber on and I've had to tape myself in, so I might have to just go for it. Yeah, while I was down the bottom, I found a dead owl. I think it's a little owl, might be a tawny owl, don't know, to double check, but it's definitely an owl, so which is quite sad. Doesn't look like it's been eaten, so I'm not quite sure what's happened to it. So yeah, I won't show you because it's not very nice. So back to it. One thing I forgot to mention was how placid the bees are. I was strimming all the way around really close to the hive, and no, I was expecting them all to come out and start buzzing me, but I only saw one or two, so I'm hoping that means they're a really placid colony and not that there is none in there. But I think Sam's going to open up this afternoon so she can have a proper look. I'll just swing the camera around and show you what I've done so far. So as we come in through the gate, we can see I've managed to start strimming this down. It already looks better, well obviously I've got to clear all the rubbish away. So I just need to get in here. This is where I ran out of my strimmer twine. Some of these weeds are quite thick trunks on them. Trunks, is that the right word for, anyway, stems. The willow that I planted earlier this year does not seem to have done anything. In fact, some of it's actually dead. So, and that's purely probably, well that's not probably, it's purely lack of water, because what I should have done was watered them frequently. So you can see the hive now, you can actually see it, you can get quite close to it. There are a few bees buzzing around. Yeah, all good, all good. And as I walk down here towards where I usually used to dump all the grass clippings, it's a lot clearer now. So it just means I can get in here with the mower and just make things a lot easier. The idea was just to kind of keep this still as a area where the grass clippings are dumped, so I can just get in there. So yeah, all in all, really pleased. So I've made a start on the strimming. I've run out of strimmer twine again, and I am not going to replace it just yet. What I am going to do is make a start on this. So this is the honeysuckle that is going over the arch. The archway is looking okay. Well, I've just moved it and it's a bit wobbly, so I'm not overly, need to have a look at that. Yeah, so cut this back and pretty much start again. So I'm probably going to cut it right back to the ground to give it a chance to grow up again. Secateurs. Starting to make progress. Managed to clear some of the honeysuckle from the arch, so we can actually get through there now. And if you come through the gate, you can see I've also managed to clear some of this out, so it's getting there. Cut some of this back. There's a shrub there which I've cut back. Yeah, it's getting there, so it's going to take a little while, but little bits all of a sudden make it look and feel much better and much more manageable. I don't know if you can see behind me, but Sam has just turned up and is doing her bees. So I've just cleared all this space and she's already taking advantage of it. So If I can get a bit closer, let's see what we can see. Be careful because obviously I am not suited up, but there she is doing her bees. Okay, so me again. Going to call it a day for today. So this will be the this will be the end of this episode of the market garden makeover. So I've made a massive start in this area, much more than I was anticipating doing. As you can see, we've cleared out. Hopefully you can see. We've cleared out quite a bit. We've trimmed down. You saw me doing that earlier. And something else that I've done is I've come in and I've cut down a lot of the stuff down here. So I don't know if the camera's picking it up, hoping it is. A lot of the stuff down here, cut that all back. Just, it makes it look tidier. We can actually get in and out of the area now a lot easier. So one of the other things we've done, the camera's not me. One of the other things we've done, hang on, let me just pick you up. There we go. One of the other things we've done is to cut the fencing away that divides the bee garden and the rest of the pens. Something I've been wanting to do for ages. The fencing is, the posts are rotten, the supports are rotten, so it makes sense to do that. So what we've done is we'll actually create a walkway through. That was the original idea a while ago, and I'm actually now going to make a start on doing that. So coming through the gate, through the archway, it's still very untidy, but a lot tidier than it was, as you can see. Cleared a lot of the flower bed, or what was a flower bed. It's bone dry and full of weed. Cleared that out, or some of it out today. And here is where the pathway is going to be. So we started it ages ago, and it's just ended at the fence. But now, the fence, where it goes from here, stops there. And it's now completely open to here, so we can swing round. And this is what was the chicken pen. Again, this needs a massive clear out, but you know, once you get cracking on stuff, it doesn't take long. So yeah, all in all, a good day's, or probably half a day's work really. Got a good old start on it. Really, really pleased with it. That is it for this episode of Market Garden Makeover. I keep forgetting the title of it. It's that snappy. So yeah, made a massive start. So the next episode will be we're continuing on with what we're doing, rather than focusing on one area for one episode. I will make them shorter and just focus on bits and pieces. So the next time you see the update, we may well have cleared the rest of the bee area and made a real start on something else. So hopefully you've enjoyed the episode, you see what we're up to, and I look forward to sharing the next update with you very, very soon. I'll also be doing another ordinary garden type video on top of these updates as well. So keep an eye out for those. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. It really, really helps. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all soon.